Okay, so this video is going to be something very basic. Okay, and if you think that it's a bit too basic for you, by all means you can just skip this tutorial entirely. So in this video I want to explain the differences between a website, a blog, an e-commerce store, a portal, a forum, whatever it is, because sometimes people get confused. And I asked them, do you have a website? And they said, no, I don't have a website, but I have a blog. And I tell them, yeah, dude, it's the same thing. Okay, a website and a blog is the same thing. And they look confused, like, but I don't have a website, I have a blog. So what is the difference? Okay, so let me just basically explain to you. A website is just a catch-all phrase, a generic term that you can use to describe something that is online, a page, okay, that you can actually see in your desktop. So we have a website here. So a website is basically a catch-all phrase, okay? And it just basically means something that's online, something that you can view in your browser. But it's, like I say, it's a catch-all phrase. So a website can be anything. What your website is, okay, the function of it can be very different. So you can have a website that is an actual blog, okay? Or you can have a store, an e-commerce store that, it's a shopping cart. You can put your products there for sale. Or you can have a mini site. Or you can have a landing page. Alright? Or you can have your regular corporate site, a portfolio site. So a blog is just different in terms of the structure of the content that is put onto your website. Now with a blog, it's hierarchical, okay, it's date-based, and it's always your latest post is always on top, and the older posts get pushed to the bottom, and eventually is archived. So a blog is basically a publishing format, a way of putting content out there that is very date based. So you have blogs here. And now you have your e-commerce store, okay, and this could be something like Shopify, can be something like any other e-commerce store that you use, like Etsy or whatever. Okay, so when someone asks you, do you have a website, and you have an e-commerce store, don't tell them, no, I don't have a website, I have an e-commerce store. It's actually, just another type of website. Now the function of an e-commerce store is different, and the content or the way the content is presented is also different. It's presented as a store where you have your details, your add to cart button, and different functions as compared to a blog, okay? And then you have your mini site. So a mini site is basically more static in nature, not like a blog. The content in a mini site is not date sensitive, so it's not arranged according to the latest post on top, etc. It is basically lots of static pages. This is how people used to create a site, like a mini site, before blogs were popular, because to actually publish a blog, you need a content management system or platform that helps you to keep track of the published date, etc., a number of comments, where else in the good old days, people were just building mini sites with regular HTML and doing it the manual way. And lots of online marketers like to do a landing page. So a landing page is also another type of website. A landing page is just basically one single page, similar to a mini site, except that it has far fewer pages than a mini site, okay? So a mini site can, although the name is mini, but it can grow quite large to 20-30 pages. A landing page typically is just one page or two page, something that serves a very specific purpose, like to capture opt-in, etc. And then you have your portfolio site. And this is more like a corporate showcase kind of site. If you're a designer, if you offer any kind of service, you may want to create a portfolio site, upload all your designs, or put in client testimonials, make it really look really good, okay, and have a contact form where people can contact you. But other than a blog and an e-commerce store, okay, a portfolio site is, you don't update this at all. You rarely update it. And most websites out there that belong to large corporate organizations, they are mostly portfolio sites. All right. But today, the lines are blurring between the specific type of website according to function. Because today you can have a system that is an e-commerce store, but also has a blog feature built into the system. For example, like Shopify, okay? And you can also have a WordPress blog that is initially just a blog, but you can add on plugins to add an e-commerce store. You can add on some plugins to create landing pages, and you can even add more plugins to create portfolio type of layout for your site. So the lines are really blurring in today's online marketing world because things are starting to converge. But that being said, every single platform out there was built for a primary purpose, and it normally serves the primary purpose much better than anything else. So if you want to create an e-commerce store and you use WordPress, which was primarily designed as a blog, you can do that, okay? But if you don't plan to blog at all, then it's pretty redundant. You are using a blog platform to create a store, and you would need to add like 5-6 different plugins or one mega plugin, and you need to change your theme. You need to basically hack a blog to become a store. Why do that when you can just get a content management system that is designed primarily as a store, and the blog is just a secondary function? It really depends on what you want to do, okay? If you want to sell stuff, don't get a blog and hack it to become a store. Don't get a WordPress and hack it to become a Shopify. Get a Shopify e-commerce store, and it today comes with an additional blog feature. Now, because the primary function is a store, the blog features may not be as good as in WordPress, and that is something that you should expect. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to explain with this video is a website is just a catch-all phrase. Okay, as long as you have a blog, a store, a mini site, a landing page, a portfolio site, whatever it is, it's online, it has a URL, it has an address, you have a website. So I hope that was clear, okay, and let's proceed to other videos.